are still a lot of questions surrounding exactly what happened that night. According to a freelance journalist there who got us video of the news conference, the investigation found that Ashlee died as a result of the suicide attempt she made on April 8th of 2026. And they also noted that no other person was involved in causing her death. I did reach out to the family of Robinson as well as Joe McCann's attorney and have not heard back.
For entertainment and commentary purposes, opinions are based on research and experience. Allegations discussed are based on public available information. Verify everything with a qualified professional. No harassment, doxing, or targeting of anyone mentioned. All parties are presumed innocent unless established otherwise. Viewer discretion and critical thinking are encouraged.
Hey guys, before we start this video, I just want to say that you matter, and please talk to someone if you're feeling suicidal. I have resources listed on the screen that you can use, and they will also be linked in the description below. Also, due to the content of this video, it is okay if you do not want to watch it. You put on SpongeBob or watch something more happy if you are feeling suicidal. Alright, let's begin the video. Hey guys, I'm doing this video because there's been an update in the case, and it seems like Ashlee Jenae did commit suicide. And I'm just going to be going over, what her friend said, what her fiance said, and etc. I'm just gonna, be diving deeper into what's going on. Friend's response.
As Ashlee's friend, I'm tired of everybody coming on this fucking app with their opinions, with their thoughts, with their conspiracies of what they think may have happened to my friend. It's clear as day that this man murdered and killed my friend. He tried to stage it as a suicide. But let's put that on the floor. Number one, Ashlee would never harm herself. Ashlee was beautiful, happy, talented, hardworking. She had no reason, so I was just speaking to her, and I have the messages of while she was on this trip.
So I showed this clip in my previous video, and I just cut it so it could just focus on what this friend said specifically about Ashlee committing suicide. This video of her friend talking like this was way before, it came out, which was like a few days ago, that Ashlee Jenae, at least the investigation by the Zanzibar police is saying that she did actually commit suicide. And, the friend is like, well, she was beautiful, she was talented, she was all these things. However, I want to point out that people like that can also suffer from things like depression, other mental illnesses, or it doesn't even have to be that. Not all mental illnesses lead to suicide, right? Not every person who has a mental illness will kill themselves. However, we don't know what happened. We don't know if like trauma, came crashing down on her. We have no idea for the real reason why she would commit suicide, because we're not her, right? And her friend isn't her either. So I think I'm just trying to say it's very important to realize that people who look like they have it all, they can still commit suicide. Her tweets. So when I did my first video, I used the tweets on Ashlee Jenae's Twitter, and she said things like normalize therapy in Black culture. She also said on her Twitter that she had a suicide at her school almost 2 years ago because of bullying, and I'll be damned if I sit back and watch it happen again. She also said, devoting this to Self-Harm Awareness Day, if you ever feel suicidal, or I'm sorry, suicide is the only way, remember change is coming and you need to be alive to see it. Then she said repeatedly, in 2013, suicide is never the answer. Suicide is never the answer. When I did my first video, when you see tweets like this, you wouldn't think that person would commit suicide, but I also believe in my previous video, I said, hey, it's possible that she changed her mind. Life could take you like really through there. So, I mean, people could change their minds. Like, yes, she did tweet this, but maybe something really traumatic happened, or like her trauma came down on her, or I don't know. I don't know. Her death.
Zanzibar Deputy Director of Criminal Investigation says that their investigation led them to ChatGPT searches ahead of Ashlee's death, including one in March that read, "How much Valium would me?" The deputy also said text messages sent by Ashlee to family and friends proved she was experiencing depression and distress about her life, and some messages even seemed like farewell texts. Authorities officially confirmed on Thursday that Ashlee died by while staying at a luxury resort in April during what was supposed to be her birthday getaway, which turned into an engagement trip with fiance Joe McCann. The Tanzania police force said a hotel employee found Ashlee unconscious in her room after getting no response at the door. Investigators say she hanged herself from a closet clothing rail using a rope belt the hotel provides for guests. She died in a hospital on April 9th.
So the reason why I'm including the text on the screen right now is because when I did my first video, and what you just heard like 1 second ago, right? It seems to be some inconsistencies. Like when TMZ, they said, she died on April 10th, but what you just heard said April 9th. Like they said that Joe found her initially. According to the husband, he found her hanged herself on the door, but then they just said, a worker, a hotel worker found her. So I'm just pointing that out. Now, TMZ, they could have just got updated information, but I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a big deal that they messed up the small details like that. I mean, maybe that's just what they were told, but I think it's very important to, rectify the record. And I'm glad they, made an update on it with the correct facts, or what I assume to be the correct facts. And so Harry tells TMZ the family has since conducted an independent autopsy. This was before it came out that it was a suicide. This was in April. Can maybe get a different explanation. Maybe there's something that the investigation actually missed, or maybe it will confirm that she did commit suicide. For me, for this video, I'm going with that she did commit suicide based on the investigation because there's nothing really, like no evidence that I have that proves the contrary. Fiance's response. So this response from Joe, her ex-fiance, I guess you can say, after it came out that the investigation found that Ashlee committed suicide. It says the following: "The heart is like a forest. One cannot see into it." Old Swahili proverb. Today, official announcement from Tanzania authorities that my soulmate, Ashlee Robinson, died by suicide does not lessen the tragedy of her death. I miss Ashlee every moment of every day, and the pain of being without her will never go away. A sudden loss of this magnitude is not something I can simply get over. My priorities all along were getting Ashlee home and cooperating with the authorities to ensure that the truth would be revealed. I wish to express my deepest gratitude to the dedicated men and women of Tanzania Police Force for their professional, sensitive, and thorough investigation. I mean, I get where everybody's coming from. Like, it is natural to suspect that the spouse did do it. However, they ruled him clear of it. So unless somebody has some evidence, or something else major happens, he's in the clear. Dispelling myths about suicide. So by now, you guys know that I include statistics, research, data, whatever you want to call it, into my video. So let's go over this. Suicide rates among Black or African American people 2019 to 2023. So as you can see, so this is saying per 100,000 people that Black or African Americans are 9.1. So that's saying like 9.1 people and 100,000 people will commit suicide who are Black or African American. And in the US, it's 14.1. So it's only like like a 5 point difference. So I will say, like, yeah, Black people do commit suicide. Because I've been hearing people say, oh, she couldn't have committed suicide. Black people don't do that. I've heard it with other Black people who have committed suicide, and I really don't understand that because Black people are human just like anybody else. And if you guys didn't say that, then I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people who think like that, who have said that about Ashlee or other Black people. So here I highlighted the 25 to 34 age range because Ashlee Jenae, she was 31 years old, and you could see 15.7, so 15.7 people out of 100,000 commit suicide, who are the ages of 25 to 34. And I brought this up because the overall US, it's around 20, less than 20, so it's very close. And I'm bringing this one up, and again, like, because I'm a part of the Black community and I've had my own private experience. It is a problem, and of course, this is not all Black people. But it is a problem where mental health is kind of deemed as fake. And so when I see people saying like, "Oh, it's impossible. There's no way she killed herself," it's dehumanizing. It's like black people are human beings and human beings go through stuff. So let's be for real, guys. As you can see by this chart, Black or African American males, they do commit suicide higher compared to Black American females, which in its own right is very troubling. However, in this chart, Black women are at a 3.2 per 100,000 compared with 5.9 per 100,000 for US women overall. So in their like gender category. This means their rate is low, but it is still part of the national conversation, especially because Black women, our pain is kind of dismissed as like, hey, you have to be a woman, you have to be a strong Black woman. You can't, you can't really be human. I mean, they don't say it like that, but it's like, oh, you have to be strong, you have to do everything right. If you mess up, then you're a failure type of thing. And I'm sure Black men do go through their own version of this, but right now we're just talking about Black women. So again, this is just to show that Black people, including Black women, do commit suicide. TikTok responses. So this was one of the first videos by CBS News. And I was just going through it, just scrolling through it. You guys could pause to read if you want, but the main gist of it was people not believing that she did it because, oh, she's a pretty woman. And like I said earlier in the video, like it looks like she has everything together, right? And I was just really confused how people were talking as if they knew her. Like, hey, she wasn't suicidal. Like they were talking as if it's impossible. And I think it's like that parasocialness. You guys do not know this lady. I do not know this lady. All we can go on are the facts as they're presented to us. And I'm glad people in the comments were saying like, "Hey, do you know her personally?" or even sharing their experiences as a person similar to Ashley. And like I said, not everything is a conspiracy. I mean, I think people should push for it, like for more details, more information, especially the family, if they choose to do so. However, not everything's a conspiracy. None of us knew her. She could have just decided, hey, this is it. But yeah, it was just really kind of baffling how people are like, this can't be true when none of us know her. And even, the friend who said, like, there's no way that she did. Even people close to a suicide victim, they may not see the signs. They could be in denial. They may not see everything. And like that video I played from TMZ saying that she asked ChatGPT basically how to overdose, and that they saw text messages that seemed like final goodbyes and things of that nature. I mean, based on that, I have to go with that. Hey, it's likely that she did commit suicide. My thoughts. Overall, it's very sad and unfortunate that Ashley killed herself. And this was kind of like a case study in how the internet works for me personally, like how everybody thought, and I was kind of part of that crowd, but again, I'm waiting, like I said in my other video, I'm waiting for all the facts and evidence. That they believe that he did it and they tried to turn this into a whole divester thing when Ashley never said, she never called herself a divester. Like I showed the tweets in my first video about this case. It's like they took one tweet and they just ran with it. And I think it's a reminder for everybody to be like, hey, like it's okay to have feelings about a case, about thoughts, about talking about what you think could happen, but don't treat it as fact. Because when I was doing all this research, it was like people were like, he had to do it, he did it for sure. Like, was it suspicious? Yeah, but I think people were sensationalizing it so much because that's the kind of like it's like a kind of fun thing to do, I guess. Like, oh, like he definitely did it. I'm not buying it. But I mean, people do commit suicide. Like the happiest people, the one who make you smile and things of that nature, tell jokes on the time, they can't commit suicide. The person who's pretty, the most popular, who family has money, they could commit suicide. I mean, you could even look it up. I I want you guys to do your own research on that because there's a number of celebrities who you would think had it all. Like, why would they do that? Who committed suicide? And also do further research on why people do commit suicide. So, overall, rest in peace, Ashlee. I wish she would have gotten help before she committed suicide so this wouldn't have happened. Other than that, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.